Hello YouTube, it's Atticus. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's well. I am back with you with a really cool game featuring MGL Mistress AMber. So yeah, I've had her on the channel before. She's very talented, rank 1 on some other Total Wars. And yeah, we played a couple of games. She wanted to fight against the Vampire Coast, so we did several games. And yeah, this is one of the 3 games that we played, so I thought I would feature it on the channel. And I'll probably feature the other one too, since both the 2 of them are really good. So, yeah, we are fighting as the Vampire Coast against the Empire. So let's go ahead and just jump into my builds, guys, and then yeah, I'll show her. So for my Lord, except no substitute, we got Aranessa Saltspire. And yeah, I mean, Aranessa is by far my favorite Lord in the Vampire Coast. It kind of goes along the mindset of having a cheap Lord, so you go bigger army. She can't get sniped because most times, 9 times out of 10, people fighting Vampire Coast are going to expect artillery, so they're going to invest a lot in counter artillery and cannons and things that would melt like a Count Noctilus or any monstrous sized unit. Also, she has the added benefit of giving all the units that surround her in a radius a anti-large bonus, anti-large attack. So yeah, all of a sudden my Depth Guard have anti-large, my zombies, even my bombers, my Marngulls, everything, and that's just too invaluable. Especially when fighting a cavalry, strong army like Bretonnia or Empire. And yeah, she has she has a net, which is just really good. It lowers melee defense, and it's just really good at sniping. And she does so much damage. She's a really good duelist. So yeah, we're gonna have Aranessa today. And guys, we're just bringing a front line of Depth Guard. So yeah, when you're fighting Empire, you could try playing very defensively, but me, I hate playing defensively as the Vampire Coast. I mean, I'll do it sometimes, but lately, I've been trying really offensive builds, ones that don't require you being, staying put and having an enemy come to you. Rather, I want to be, rushing towards them. I want to play Vampire Coast like I would the Dark Elves. So you can see, guys, I mean, Depth Guard, and they're going to be my front line. And against state troops of the Empire, we're absolutely going to shred these guys. And I feel like, most people won't expect this. So, I mean, this is, a way to catch your opponent by surprise. You can see I also have some bombers behind the Depth Guard. So that's just going to be a little bit of extra damage just to help these guys break through the initial front line and then get into the back, which will be artillery and range units and things like that. So, yeah, there's a really good synergy between bombers and Depth Guard. Also, guys, for my spell, I have a Fleet Captain of Deep, so I only brought the Fog of the Damned and the Crab Summon. So yeah, I just want to have numbers, and I want to be able to, just neuter whatever powerful units that he does have. So if he had like great swords or things, something like that. Also got a unit of Marngulls, and the best thing about these guys is that they're hidden. They have stealth, so that my opponent can't shoot them with cannons on the approach, and that's really powerful. It's only unit in the Vampire Coast roster that really has that. So you have the added benefit of having those guys get into combat without being down half their health. Also, unit on this side, guys, we have some Fellbats, and on this side, guys, we have another Fellbat. Also, on each flank here, we have zombie pirate gunnery mobs. And yeah, the guys are just the normal shooting while firing ones. They don't have armor piercing, but yeah, the guys, they're really good. I mean, usually people will put spear units or halberds or things on the side, and these guys could just shoot at them and then run away. And and also could deal with cav. If my opponent tries to get some cav around my army, these guys, you just shoot at them. So I find it's really smart to have these guys on each flank. Also, we have one Carronade and one Polearm zombie summon here in the back. So yeah, that's my army, guys. For my opponent, Amber did bring, MGL did bring Carl France. Where is he? Yeah, over here on the side. So yeah, she took him on foot, or on horse, and doesn't look like she brought any of his buffs. So yeah, that's different. Usually we expect to see Galmaraz and his other things. So she's trying to cheapen him down so she can go a bigger army. So we're going to see how he does. He still has really good combat stats, and he's going to have pretty high armor since he's on that horse. She also does have a fire wizard. Where's he at? I saw him flying around here somewhere. Somewhere on the map here, there's a fire wizard. 1, 2, right there. I guess he's not flying, he's on foot. So as the spells MGL brought was Fireball, Cascading Fire Cloak, and Burning Head. So yeah, this is the best wizard to have in this matchup, just because zombies are lightly armored and it will melt through them. For the front line, we just have a bunch of swordsmen. We have swordsmen here in the front, just to probably soak any artillery. Secondary line of crossbowmen, which are, that's the obvious counter to zombie builds, just going a lot of archers. And this is the scary part, guys. 4 cannons. So yeah, if I would have tried to bring my own cannons or Queen Bess or anything like that, I would have been melted. So that's why I always say, guys, don't bring monstrous units, when you're fighting Empire or Dwarfs. I mean, unless you think that your opponent's not going to expect it, but 9 times out of 10 they're going to. And a couple spears on each back, on the flank here to protect each cannon. Also, MGL has some Empire Knights over on this side and over on this side. So yeah, really big, really wide armies. They're put in formation almost like a Dwarf would, really spread out, take up a lot of space, and where each unit can kind of protect itself. So let's go ahead and start the match, guys, and we'll see how it goes. So right off the bat, as Bill Cosby once said, you can see that my Def Guard are going to start just getting wrecked by these cannons. I mean, this is brutal. Taking 4 cannons, straight to the face on these units. We'll kind of get a little bit of their perspective. So here comes another shot from them. You can just see it's just wiping out men. But, this could be a lot worse, guys. Imagine if I'd have had crabs or a rotting Promethean or something like that. It would be dead already. You can see that she has got this unit down to half health. But that's a good thing about Depth Guard, guys. They have really high leadership, and they're not going to break that quickly. You can see I am going to land my Fellbats into these great cannons. MGL did have spears here protecting it. So, yeah, I mean, the bats aren't large, so they're going to be able to fight that for a long time before, I'll actually rout. You can see MGL is going to get a Fireball summon off here. We're going to see where it goes, and I think it's going to hit Araness Assault Spire. So yeah, here it comes, and boom, look at the damage of that, guys. Half health and just one overcasted Fireball. So yeah, that is brutal. That really hurt. You can see I am going to try to move Araness a little bit, try to keep her safe. But yeah, this is what I was talking about, guys. Look how these bats are actually fighting against these spearmen and this cannon, and they're not even doing any damage. I mean, that's what Fellbats are meant for. Same with Harpies. You can see now MGL's archers are going to start opening up, and yeah, this is also going to do a lot of damage to my Depth Guard. But that's how Empire wins. They got to do a lot of damage on the approach, because once you get into combat, you're screwed. You can see that I did get a Fisherman's Net on these Empire Knights to keep them in place, and yeah, now I'm going to have my zombies start shooting them in the face, and it's not going to do a lot of damage, but it's going to add up over time. You can see that Aranessa is going to have another Fireball come and clip her and take her down to a quarter health. So yeah, those Fireball summons are just brutal. You can see I was able to break this one cannon, and I'm instantly going to send my bats into this one, and yeah, same with over here, just trying to shut down those cannons. Now though, the Depth Guard are in combat, and look how quickly, guys, they're just shredding through these swordsmen. I mean, we've already broken one line. Over here you can see that I have my Vampire Fleet Captain doing damage, and I am going to get a Crab Summon. Just let's go ahead and slow it down here so I don't miss anything. Alright, sorry about that, my phone was going off. So yeah, you can see that I have compromised MGL's front line, and this is how you win. Now you can see the balance of power is actually in my favor. Even though MGL does have some spearmen and things like that, I mean, she doesn't have anything that's going to stop Morngul's, going to stop these crab summons, and now, all my Depth Guard and bombers that are coming up. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and speed it back up. You can see that Aranessa is over here giving anti-large to these zombie pirates and just karate kicking these guys. And yeah, we're just absolutely just shredding through the state troops. You can see I'm going to use Fog of the Dam, which is going to lower the leadership of these swordsmen. And yeah, guys, with these bombers, look how quickly we're just shredding these guys. And yeah, one of the added benefits of having Depth Guard is they're just so fast. I mean, they're going to be able to get in there and just really shut them down. You can see that I have another Rotting Promethean that got into the back line right here. And yeah, I mean, all across the lines here, guys, we've just gotten to the back of MGL's, formation. We've shut down this one cannon. Now, granted, she does have some spearmen that are going to be pretty good against my crab summons, but they don't have armor piercing. So, yeah, I mean, even then, it's going to kind of go in my favor. Over here, you can see that my bombers are going to start just shredding into these crossbowmen. And keep in mind, this whole time, guys, I've had my Carronade shooting in, providing some damage as well. Here comes a third Fireball by MGL, going for Aranessa. We'll see if we get hit. And yeah, this one actually did not hit. It actually did some friendly fire. So yeah, Aranessa was spared the brunt of that attack. But yeah, all across this line, guys, we're absolutely just shredding through the Empire State Troops. And this is what I was talking about. When you take an aggressive build from the Vampire Coast and your opponent doesn't plan for it, if they think you're going to play defensive and have a lot of artillery, well, yeah, I mean, it puts them at a huge disadvantage. Over here, you can see Carl France is in combat with the zombie pirate bombers. And they're surprisingly doing pretty good against them. I mean, yeah, those bombs do add up. And you can see they're even, firing, even though they're in melee combat, they are still throwing it. And, that fire damage does add up. Over here, MGL is going to get a nice charge in with these Empire Knights. But yeah, these are just summon units, so it doesn't really matter. And over here, guys, you can see I was able to catch her Bright Wizard out in the open with the Morngul's. And yeah, that's going to be a really good pick for me. So now we're going to collapse all the remaining of my troops here and just try to get into this cannon and these spear units. And you can see we're going to get a nice charge around the side, which will mean that these guys won't be braced. They're instantly going to rout, and yeah, it's not looking too good for MGL. She does have a cannon unit, some spears, and some swordsmen who are coming back from routing. But yeah, we've gotten Carl down to pretty low health, and he's going to have a lot of trouble trying to deal with Aranessa. Over here, guys, we have the Vampire Blood Knights coming in and just instantly just shredding swordsmen. I mean, if ever there was a troop that excelled at killing swordsmen, is either going to be Sisters of the Slaughter or Death Guard. So yeah, guys, we're just going to send all our troops now into this last little pocket. You can see my bomber is going to start hitting these Empire Knights, who probably should be charging. But yeah, all meanwhile, you can see she's trying to get units back onto the cannon. And yeah, I'm going to send my Mongols here to try to keep Karl Franz busy. You can see that he is going to pop, stand the ground. But yeah, these Mongols have a lot of armor piercing. They have a lot of mass. They're going to be able to keep him from escaping. And you can see I'm trying to get Aranessa, in range, because she has her net, which will lower his melee, defense. And also, she's just a beast. Like, she'll be able to kill Karl on a one-on-one easily. You can see that my bombers are shooting their little guys into the swordsmen. And yeah, the bombers are just so good, guys. They're one of my favorite ranged zombie units. Just because, yeah, I mean, look at that. Look at that damage. It just really adds up, especially against Skaven and Empire, I find. So yeah, at this point, guys, we pretty much have full control of the battle. You can see we are breaking these Empire Knights, but yeah, leadership is just really tanking for MGL, and you see I finally going to get that net off, which is going to give the melee defense. And now between the Mongols and Aranessa coming in here, MGL's in really bad shape. You can see whenever she tries to send troops in to reinforce, they're just instantly getting shredded. And you can see that these spearmen, it's going to be the same thing for them. I mean, look at that volley, guys. Just disrupts the whole formation, beats them, tanks their leadership, and instantly, the Depth Guard come in just to, clean them up. Now, MGL does have some units back on this cannon, but I think it's going to be a little bit too late. As you can see, the Karl Franz, the Emperor Man, his leadership is starting to crumble as Aranessa slaps him with her cane. You can see we're having a duel of the ages, but with those Mongols, yeah. So that's going to be army losses for the Empire and a victory for the Vampire Coast. So good game to MGL Mistress AMber. And let's go ahead and look at the in-screen breakdown and talk about some of the keys for my success in this game. And yeah, I mean, the obvious key for success was the Depth Guard. I mean, you have a billion, swordsmen, but you have Depth Guard. They're instantly gonna shoot through them like a hot knife through butter. In my experience, if you're playing as the Empire against a Vampire Coast and you expect your opponent might bring some Depth Guard, you definitely want to bring at least one unit of great swords. There's something that could be able to stop those guys. Yeah, archers can do the damage too, but generally what's going to happen is they'll be hitting the Depth Guard. The Depth Guard will get through the swordsmen and then be already back into your crossbowmen before they could get them the route. The 4 cannons here, I mean, she was definitely expecting a Queen Bess, an artillery, a Count Nautilus, something like that. So yeah, I mean, I just got lucky on the pick. Her Fire Wizard though, Bright Wizard, did so much damage, guys. I mean, it single-handedly got Aranessa down to a quarter health just with overcast fireballs, so that was really powerful. So I kind of learned something about a way to counter Aranessa is through fireballs. And also the bombers, guys. These guys were just really good at disrupting the formations. They don't get a lot of kills, but they do a lot of HP damage. And the bats obviously did their job of shutting down the cannons. And you saw, guys, I mean, they were able to shut down a cannon before the spearmen could kill it. So and that's for Aranessa's build, or not Aranessa's, MGL's build here. I mean, yeah, this would be a really brutal counter to a defensive style of Vampire Coast. But yeah, like I said, guys, I wanted to try a more offensive style of building. And I've made several different Vampire Coast builds that don't rely on staying put. It's all about getting in your opponent's face, either with Sirens or with Depth Guard. So, good game to MGL. It's Atticus, and yeah, the next video will be the second game that me and MGL play. I'll have that one up later. So, alright, guys, I'll see you later. It's Atticus, and have a good night. Bye.